Fix the World podcast with Sam and Katie.
Hello everyone, welcome to Fix the World with me, Katie Tracy, and my learned friend, Sam Avery.
Hiya everyone.
You alright, Sam?
I'm alright, how are you?
I'm alright, I'm bored. Ran out of things to watch on Netflix.
You've watched it all, have you?
I've watched it all.
What streaming services have you got? Have you got any others?
Well, do you mean legitimately?
Well,
legitimate streaming services?
You don't have to answer that question if you don't want to. What do you have access to?
I have access to all of it.
Okay, alright, well there's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff to watch.
Currently watching Coronation Street in Russian. Because I can.
I'm watching this new boxer called The News. It's a lot of it, a lot of
Yeah.
episodes, and it's all very depressing.
The suits never change though, do they?
No, or the hairstyles, but the wars get worse as we get older.
The person who goes to work in the wardrobe department of the news just sits there and goes, yeah, wear that again. That's all they do.
I suppose you can't wear something too colourful on the news, can you? You can't wear like a big wacky tie because people just think you're not taking it seriously.
And the hair and makeup, I don't know.
I'd like a wacky hairstyle. I like it when my favourite was Moira Stewart back in the 80s because she had like a nice kind of like a small afro, but it was like it had personality to it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Not like Hugh Edwards, who's just I can't talk
Don't
about
say
hair,
nothing
can
about
I?
Hugh Edwards.
Okay, you're a
He's
fan.
on my list.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Who else is on your list? Can we clarify what the list means, by the way? I think I know what you mean.
Do you mean the free pass list?
That's what I mean.
Not necessarily free pass. I don't think I'd get a free pass with you. But he's on me. He's on my list, on my reserve list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, would you call him a weird crush?
No, he's got a sexy voice, hasn't he?
Yeah. And he looks a bit like George Clooney, I think.
Yeah, he looks like a frowning Clooney,
Yeah.
doesn't he? He looks like he's got a furrowed brow. But I've only got one person on my list, and it's Barbara from number 27. No, it's Reese Witherspoon who's on my list.
Yeah, doesn't her voice go through, yeah?
I'd love her to go through me.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
do you know what? I love her chin. She's got like a really prominent chin, and
Yeah.
I think that's what I like. I don't know. But who else is on your list?
Oh, you put me on the spot here now. Currently, I would say.
Oh, do you
probably-
update it, do you?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, God, okay. I didn't know. I thought
Update it.
thought you had to choose.
I'm on the spot now. I can't think of anybody. It does change quite regularly.
It should change.
I like men who seem miserable.
Oh, okay.
Like I used to have a real crush on Alan Hansen because he was so narky. Or Roy
Yeah.
Keane
Okay, yeah.
because he's just a narc.
Some people are narky and dead funny though, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've got a mate called Bob, who's one of my best mates. Me and my other mate call him the most miserable, happy man I've ever met.
Yeah.
Because he's always moaning, but he's always happy, but he just hides it well. So it's like, he's funny and he's whiny, but there's a heart there, you know. He's
Yeah.
a nice fella.
But you still talk about him behind his back and go,
All
isn't he a
the time.
miserable bastard?
Yeah, all the time.
I think with me, the reason I think I've got a deep-seated issue where I just want to win everybody over. So I
okay.
think the more miserable the man is, the more... And the worst thing is my fella's like the most cheerful person you've ever met in your life.
Yeah, I'd love to be one of those people who just says, I don't care what people think of me, because deep down I do. And I can pretend I don't, but deep down I do. And as a comic, you can't win everyone over, can you?
But
you
don't
just
you
can't.
like care less what people think, yeah?
I definitely care less. And I suppose if everyone hated me, I'd probably enjoy that as well. Which is probably why some of these kind of, like, well, there's quite a few comics at the moment, isn't there? And like, well, I suppose any kind of minor celebrity, if they say something controversial, it can often get picked up and
They
turn
get
them into like, well,
cancelled.
they get cancelled or they get turned into like a big, massive, like, celebrity for that, like, different
Yeah.
set of people.
Celebrity asshole.
Do you say asshole or arsehole?
I say asshole or a-hole a lot of the time. Arsehole, I don't know. I might start using that again. I might bring it back.
I think it should come back.
Yeah.
Like Flair's did.
Yeah, defo.
Because a lot of people say asshole, or I just think arsehole's more British.
I don't say arsehole. I say arsehole.
Arsehole.
You know, I'm not.
Asshole is less offensive than arsehole. If you say that to someone, I think.
No, they said that on Countdown the other day.
Arsehole. Did it.
Boo.
Arsehole. How many arseholes have you got? 7. I'm shit at that game, you know. I'm really, really bad.
I
Really
think
bad.
I'm good. And then I start watching it and then Peter, age 14 from Slough, was like, yes, I've got an 8-letter word. And I'm like, oh, you little knobhead.
I've got a 4-letter word for you, Peter.
Yeah, get a hobby, lad.
Get some mates. Talking of mates, I'm still recovering slightly from a hangover from 2 days ago, from a stag do that I went to. So if at any point my sentence that I'm trying to complete just dries up and drops off, that's why. Just so you know, because
That's why this week.
yeah. That's the other weeks is just I don't know why it's just more like a.
Did you do any traditional stag stuff?
Not really. It was we're all in our 40s now, so it was kind of like the stag. I spoke to him. I was the best man. I spoke to him, and I still am the best man. I didn't fuck the stag do up that much that I'm not the best man anymore. But I said, "Do you want anything? Do you want to do you want to go anywhere? Do you want to do any activities?" And he was like, "No, I just want to drink." I was like, "Okay, that's fine." Do you want to dress up? Do you want us to tie you to a lamppost? And he's like, no, don't want any of that. The only like traditional stag do moment, I think, was when we were checking into our flat. We booked a party flat, it was called, in town. And as we were going in, there was obviously other stag and hen groups within the building. There was a massive hen group leaving.
Yeah.
Who'd obviously just checked in a few hours before. And I opened the door, and me and the lads all walked in, and all these girls came down the steps, and they saw us, and we saw them, and they went, hey! And we all went, hey! And then we just ignored each other and walked our separate ways, and that was it.
Well, I went on a hen do, and it was at the hen's house, and they had a stripper for her.
Oh, did they?
And I mean, like, he didn't just like mince around in a thong. He like went the full Monty, and
oh no,
I just felt awkward.
do you mean like everything?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, she had a lot to be proud of, that lad, but it was 7 o'clock.
It's too early, and if it's in your house, it feels a little bit naughty.
Early, 7 o'clock's no time for a 9-inch dick in your face.
What's a good time? Don't answer that. At least after the watershed, surely.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, 7 o'clock.
Send the kids to bed first.
Jesus. So
There was no kids there, by the way.
There was no kids there. But then, how old was the stripper?
He was 40. Well, we quizzed him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, when he finished, he had a cup of tea, sat down. So we quizzed him. How did you get to this? And blah, blah, blah. Oh, I did a bit of modelling and blah, blah, blah. And he's 42.
Oh, wow.
And I think he said he had a kid. I'd lost interest and walked away by then, to be honest. It was like judges' houses, bored.
You don't want to know a sob story of a stripper, do you? Well, I split it with my wife, and I've got no money, so but I've got a massive schlong.
And then I went, I'm really sorry, but you haven't made it to the live finals.
I always think, like, strippers, it must be so difficult to do that job, not after a while, but the first couple of times, because you're very, very bare, aren't you?
If you stop feeling nervous, you shouldn't be doing it. You do it for the buzz.
You do it for the buzz. You don't do it for the money. You do it for the buzz.
But, like, it was in a really well-kept garden. Lots of shrubbery.
It was in a garden.
Some nice plants. It wasn't like it was a nice house with a well-hidden private garden. And, the kind of shrubs they had in that garden were not there for a stripper to rub his bum on them, put it that way.
Was it the kind of house where the shrubs cost more than your car?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what music was he dancing to?
I think it was, you know what? I think it was Leave Your Hat On. It might have been. I wasn't really paying attention to the music. I was too busy trying to, that meme of Homer Simpson merging into the bushes behind him.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to do.
Trying to get away.
And then he took, I don't know if it was his belt or his tie, and he come and put it round my neck. Oh, no. And I just went, no, thank you. Just backed away.
I don't want that. I had a stripper once.
All right, thanks.
I had a stripper once take my glasses off. This was my friend's stag do in London, and we'd booked a strippogram for him, and he didn't want anything like that. But we booked it and we paid for it, so we were making sure he got it. But we had to sort of drag him across the city of London to this specific bar where the stripper was meeting us. She comes in dressed as a policewoman.
This sounds like a Guy Ritchie film.
I know,
Dragging him across London.
Yeah.
You're going to see that stripper.
The stripper. You get there, the stripper's just this like old fella, and he's got that name because he kills people by making them drink pink stripper. We're taking him to see the stripper. And she comes in and she's doing her stuff, and she takes my glasses off, even though, I'm not involved. I'm trying to stay in the corner. She takes my glasses off, rubs them in nethers, and puts them back on me face.
Well, she might have been the stripper who used to go on in the pub by ours.
Maybe.
Because she did that to my friends. Nobody paid attention. It was on at tea time, every Saturday at tea time. This stripper would be on. And all the old fellas would go, her undies are dead cheap. She looks cheap. And people would be sat there just reading the Echo while she danced. The Echo with the logo. No. And anyway, my friend was sat there with his mates, trying not to pay attention to the stripper. And she went over and sexily took his glasses off. I don't know. And she put them,
Oh,
and then took them out again and gave him them back. And he was like, what am I meant to do with these now?
Yeah. I had to give mine a vigorous clean with the wipes that I had with me. I didn't have baby wipes with me. That would suggest that I go to strippers all the time. But
Or take baby wipes out for yourself all the time.
You never know. You never know. But to get ignored as a stripper must be really soul destroying, because we've both done comedy gigs where the gig's not set up right and you're getting ignored, but at least you can play to like whoever. But as a stripper, you're thinking, if everyone's not looking, I'm not getting it out. That's a rule I live by.
Yeah, it's your own time you're wasting. Reading your horoscope.
Don't make me...
Put your newspaper down and look at this.
You'll have to stay behind at the end, sir.
Get off the fruit machine, you.
Do you want me to press a button with this thing? It's me lucky one. So anyway, welcome to Fix the World, folks. We're going to be fixing something this week. And this week, very timely, we're going to be fixing the Olympics.
The Olympics, which is coming up soon.
Yeah. So are you a fan of the Olympics?
Yeah, I am. You know, I always watch it when it's on. But there's certain sports that I go, I'm going to watch this. And there's certain sports I think, fuck that, no.
Yeah, I know. And it's going to be interesting this year because there's no fans in.
Yeah.
And how are they going to make the javelin exciting with silence? Or how's the long jumper going to do that when there's no crowd to join in?
Who's going to throw the 100 metres winner, the flag to put around the shoulders?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. The whole thing's a disaster. But I have enjoyed the Olympics, like in the past. I never look forward to it, but when it's on, I'll give it a good watch, and I'll
give it a good watch.
I'll give it a
I'm not just going to watch it. I'm going to give it a good watch.
When I say good watch, I'll watch the highlights at 7:30, and I would never watch it live unless I remember where was the one in, was it 1998 or 2002 or what year was it? 2000 it would have been. Was it in China in 2000? Does that sound right?
No, wasn't that in Athens?
2008. Oh, anyway, it was when I was much younger.
2008 was in China.
That was it, Beijing.
Yeah.
I was there at my friend's house, and we were just basically stoned watching the gymnastics live, just waiting for someone to fall over.
She's flying.
I just said, if someone falls over, I'm gonna die laughing, and someone fell over, and I nearly died laughing. So
I do like the gym. I like the high jeopardy things, like the beam.
Yeah.
And the parallel bars. I love that.
Yeah.
Because I just think, no, I'd never do that.
It's the smallest mistake means failure, doesn't it? I mean, 4 years or longer is being wasted in your life, which that's the pressure and the jeopardy that is put on these events. You can't believe the amount of training that goes into this one little moment.
No.
It's incredible.
I did gymnastics in school in the infants, but then I got too tall.
Right.
But I got a badge for doing the backward roll.
Backward roll? Is that an Olympic sport?
Yeah.
And now, representing Great Britain in the backward roll.
Representing women in their 40s.
In the drunken cartwheel.
I do them. I can still do them.
And here she comes. She's up. She's showing her knickers. She's fallen on her head. That's extra points. She's in a bush.
But then I still go like that at the end.
That's what I like when they come off the what is it, the trampette or the horse, or I don't know the names of these things. The big gymnast thing where they do a big jump, they land, and even to the layman, they've clearly fucked it up. But then they're still got to stand up and go, but the heart's not in it.
Do it with style.
Yeah. You got yeah.
I always think if you're going to be the worst, you might as well be the absolute worst. If you're going to fuck up, you might as well really fuck up, because people will remember that.
Like Eddie the Eagle Edwards.
Yeah.
He got a film made about him, and he was crap, wasn't he?
A film made about a man who did the ski jump on telly once, and then went back to be a painter and decorator and a minor celebrity.
Yeah, he does the after dinner circuit now, doesn't he? He does quite well out of it, I think.
Yeah.
If you were going to be in the Olympics, what would your sport be? Like if you had to go into the Tokyo Games coming up, what would your sport be?
Probably like one of the sports that people like the diving or pole vault. Even though that's not going to happen now.
That looks really scary, the pole
I know,
vault.
but it seems like a laugh. It's like the kind of thing you and your mates dare each other to do.
It's like what someone does by accident once. I think a lot of these sports are probably made up by accident.
Like when you used to go see your mate, I bet you can't run across that dual carriageway in 3 leaps while at rush hour.
I bet you can't throw this dart over this house and catch it on the other side by running through the kitchen.
But there's certain sports, like when they go, oh yeah, someone's going to do the 80,000 metres, and I'm like, please, no. That's like a good few hours of just watching skinny men with no arses and very skinny people just look uncomfortable and in pain.
Yeah.
Sweating for ages.
Well, it looks
That's
like
not entertainment.
It looks like someone's opened a refugee camp and say, just go for it. And they're all just legging it because they all look malnourished and unhappy.
I know. Or then they'll go, no, we've got the steeplechase next. And you know that someone's gone, how can we make the 10,000 metres a bit more showbiz? Let's put a water jump in.
Yeah.
Sorry, that doesn't cut it for me.
Why stop
I want
there?
someone with a pistol or like someone throwing stars at them.
Yeah.
Let's raise the stakes.
Shining like laser pens in their eyes.
Jumping over 3 foot of water, I can do that.
It's not, and it's just a big
No.
puddle.
No, I think probably my sport would be the hurdles.
Hurdles is good. Dead hard to do. I remember trying that in school. Dead hard to do. If you get your rhythm wrong, you're all over the place and then you start twatting into things.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Was there an Olympics in Spain?
Barcelona.
That
Yeah.
was it. But of course, the song.
I thought you were going to sing it then.
I was, and then I thought the YouTube algorithm might not like it because I didn't write it, despite the rumours. There was a guy, there'd been a day of rain delays, and there was a guy just ran on from the crowd and started doing the 100 metres, but he was dead fat and he was about 50. And there'd been nothing to watch all day, so everyone started getting into it, going, go on. Maybe it was the hurdles, actually, and he jumps, and he's nearly fallen. And right at the end, as the steward's about to grab him and take him off and probably shoot him round the back, he does the little bend that they do, at the end of the thing to get over the line, and everyone goes, yes! And that's one of my favourite Olympic moments.
Well, see, this is how I would fix the Olympics, quite frankly. I would split it into categories.
Okay.
So I'd have the Olympics for the drug cheats.
Yeah.
They should have their own Olympics. I would watch that.
I would watch that.
It would be awesome. Like, take as much, what's it called? Methadone, whatever it's called. Making up drugs.
Isn't methadone meow meow? Isn't that like a recreational drug?
But instead of giving them, like, performance-enhancing drugs, give them, like, LSD.
Party
see how
drugs.
they go with that.
Yeah.
Like, perform well on performance-enhancing drugs. But let's see how you are on Ket.
Unbelievable time for someone who's just snorted 40 pounds of beak. Unbelievable.
I'd like that.
That would be amazing. To watch someone do like...
Give the hurdlers a space cake and set them off. See how they get on.
To watch someone stone do the decathlon would be amazing because there's so much diversity in that sport to do. You'd just be all over the place. What other categories would you have? Like drug cheats?
Drug cheats. Athletes who don't take drugs, which that would probably be a very small Olympics.
Yeah.
And then I'd have, this is my favourite, I'd have an Olympics for people who like did an X Factor. I'm all about this like inclusivity. So people who aren't athletes.
Just let anyone in.
Just say, do you want to apply to 200 metres? You don't even have to have run before. Let's put you up against like them. That's normal people who've never trained.
I'd love that, especially
let's see who wins.
if people didn't even have the proper running gear. Like when someone turns up for 5-a-side for the first time and they've got like running shoes on, they haven't got the right gear on.
We've got the employees of Carphone Warehouse doing the 100 metre sprint. Imagine, I'd love that.
We've got Edna, who's our oldest competitor today at 104. She's on a Zimmer frame. She's in the 100 metres breaststroke.
I would enjoy that Olympics. Bring real people in.
I think I'd definitely watch that. You'd definitely get a bigger, diverse audience, wouldn't you?
But I always think that about golf. I'd much rather they televised crazy golf than normal golf.
I think you've got to call it mental health golf now, haven't you? I don't think you can call it crazy
no.
golf. You've got to poor mental health golf.
Yeah, poor mental health golf. It's not catchy, that.
I would be very interested to know because the Special Olympics and the Paralympics have got loads of coverage over recent
Are
years.
they two separate Olympics now?
I thought they were the same, but I think they are different. I don't know. The Paralympic is for people with disabilities, and the Special Olympics, I don't know what the difference is there.
That's a fucking logistical nightmare doing the Paralympics, because you've got like the 100 metre sprints for people with one arm, the 100 metre sprint for people with the other arm missing, the 100 metre sprint. No disrespect to disabled athletes, but can you imagine organising all them races?
The spreadsheets would be a nightmare.
Ooh.
They should get a medal. Whoever designs it should get a medal.
Exactly.
Because I thought you could just have people who so and so's got a club foot, this fella's got ADHD, and then they're in the same race, but they're not. Yeah. They're just completely.
But then you'll have like a blind athlete running against an athlete with a prosthetic leg, and you're like, well, that's not fair. That's still not a fair competition.
The blind fella's just going the wrong way.
Well, it's just run the partially sighted or the sight impaired.
Yeah. Visually.
God, aren't we woke?
So woke.
So use them. Use
that law.
Run them. Run them. Why am I talking about them like that?
Force them to do it,
Shut
and if
up,
they don't want to
Kate.
do it, make them earn the disability benefits. That's what I say, in an ironic sense. I don't know.
But
why I
that
have
must be hard arranging that, because like it's not just 100 meters sprint, is it? And then now, because of sexual politics, can they have the men's race? Can they have the? Why is there going to be a non-cis version of a race?
yeah.
That is going to have to come at some point.
We're going to have to get the biggest Excel spreadsheet ever to take care of that. But do they do that for dogs? Do they have like a Special Olympics for dogs? Like, does Crufts have like a disabled section? Because they should do. Should like have a dog with 3 legs, or a dog who's got like worms or something. Or I don't know if that provides any like
I think
competition.
Crufts is more like,
It's thoroughbreds, isn't it?
yeah.
It's a very elitist sport. Maybe we can cover Crufts in more detail, because I mean, we clearly know a lot about it.
We seem to be experts on a lot of things.
Listen, we've never said we're experts,
We're not.
but we're just having a go. And for that,
Trying to fix things, and I think my fix of the Olympics is a good one.
my fix was similar to yours, which was about just letting anyone have a go and just like having a free for all. Because I do think that would be fun. Because I do like watching stuff like Hole in the Wall, Gladiators.
Gladiators was the
You know,
one.
and that Total Wipeout.
But then people who competed against gladiators were little gym heads, weren't
Well,
they?
they were, but like Hole in the Wall wasn't. You just get bell ends on
No,
there,
you just
didn't
get thrown in a silver spandex suit and
Yeah.
thrown into some polystyrene.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It's cracking Saturday night television.
Yeah.
So you could have an Olympic thing like that, but
No, it'd be good if they did like an open call. I remember watching this. I like sports films. I don't know why, but like it doesn't matter what the sport is. I always find they're usually a true story.
Yeah.
And they always make me like cry. But there was one about this American football team. I want to say, Philadelphia Eagles.
Right, that sounds
And it was
right.
this player in like the 70s or 80s, and he was just worked. He didn't get in the draft and whatever, and he goes this open call, like an X Factor for American football, and he ends up getting in the first team of the Philadelphia, and he's older. Like, he's in his like late 20s, and he gets in the team, and he ended up in like the NFL Hall of Fame. And
Wow.
at the end, I was just like, this
In
is
bits.
amazing. This is what they should do with all sports. Every couple of years, every elite team should go, right, get down to Bootle Stadium, 9 o'clock Saturday, we're going to have a tryout.
Well, there must be some real gems in any industry that just are untapped and undiscovered. Because it's not about being good at something purely. It's about wanting to do it, first of all. And also, a lot of the people who succeed in certain fields are just the people who've worked harder than other people who really want to do that. Some of the most talented people I've ever met don't want to do the thing that they're talented at. You know, when you meet someone who can
Like
really...
Michael Owen, he never wanted to be a footballer.
I don't think he did he?
No.
But people who can really sing, like people who can really sing and don't sing,
Why
annoys
don't
me
you sing?
because I can't sing and I always sing.
Yeah?
And I annoy myself because I'm so bad. So if you can sing,
Sing,
Don't
baby.
Sing. And that's what I would like to do for future Olympics, is work out where the next Olympics is and try and write a song with that city name in, so that they use it in all the coverage, and I make loads of money.
Yeah. Or give all the athletes like 50 quid each and go, right, you've got a year to get there. Make your own way.
And we'll film that. And
See how you get on. If you make it, you can run.
first one there gets a medal. We've got loads in the back.
Let's not mollycoddle these athletes. Because, as you say, I think some sports, you've got to train. You've got to learn the process. You've got to learn the skills. Like, for instance, I think that about martial arts. That's not something you can just go, oh, I'm gonna try jiu-jitsu. I'll probably be brilliant at it. Whereas I could go, I'm going to try golf. And then I could go to golf and be like Happy Gilmore. And I've just got it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a lot of... Because there's some sports are like that. And I give you an example. So, 2 of my cousins who lived in Brighton, both big lads, played rugby for like the local region, whatever. And before the London Olympics, the British Olympic Committee were looking for athletic, tall, young people.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all? I'm always on. I should work for them. So they went, and my 2 cousins got asked if they wanted to try out for the British rowing team. And they were like, well, we've never been in a rowing boat in our life, but, you know, we'll give it a whirl. And one of my cousins got down to, like, the final 20.
Wow.
He'd never rowed a boat in his life, but there's no real... Swansea might correct me here, but I don't think there's any real skill in rowing in tandem with a group of similarly fit people.
As long as you can just like follow the 1-2 instruction and do that with your arms a bit. I mean, it helps if you're athletic, but that's I mean, some sports are just.
It's like that girl who did the Winter Olympics, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I can't do this sport anymore because I keep losing. I'm gonna try the luge. Well, okay, I'll jump on a tray and I'll go down a hill in the snow, and maybe I'll try the luge next time." It's not hard.
Who was it who had the stand-up? It might have been Jerry Seinfeld had this stand-up saying the luge just like you would get the same score whether you meant to do it or not.
Yeah.
Like you could accidentally do it and win.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just
There was
like
a great
fall
quote,
down.
and I can't remember what sport it was about. It might not have been about a sport, but they said ignore me. It was something that was falling with style, and I don't know whether that was like ice skating or something like that.
Some of them because you suppose you just have the balls to do it, haven't you? Like the luge, you got to have the balls to go down. Like the ski jump is like looks terrifying to me. Like I wouldn't want to do that. But if you do it, if you're the kind of person who chooses to do it, you're already probably ahead of like 99% of the population.
Yeah, but you're also a little tiny bit stupid because one false move and you're dead.
Yeah, I wouldn't
risk
do
my
it
life
myself.
to get an Olympic medal.
No, I met a guy, an Olympian. Have you ever met an Olympian?
I haven't.
I met an Olympian once, and I can't remember his name, and I can't remember what he was an Olympian for, but he came to my Cub Scout group.
I mean, he could have been a paedophile.
He was in the bushes.
That does not seem legit.
He didn't have any trousers on, and he said, "Do you want to see me medal?"
Do you want to see me medal? Was it bronze?
It was bronze by the end of it. No, he was legit. He came and there was adults there, and it was all he wasn't on the register. Well, he wasn't then. Can't remember his name, so this is not slander. But he did work in I think it was NatWest Bank. He worked in NatWest Bank, and he came to our Cub Scouts, and I asked him for an autograph. I think he'd done like one of the shooting ones, like archery or very middle class, And I got his autograph, and he signed this thing. I still got it somewhere. I don't know where it is. Probably in my mum's loft. And I said, "Oh, how much is that?" And he said, "Oh no, it's free." I don't know why, as an 8-year-old, I was so scarred.
Why did you have to monetize it?
I thought already you had to pay for these little autographs. Oh. People don't get autographs anymore. It's all about selfies, isn't it? But that was a nice moment at the time.
Oh no! I tell you what, I didn't meet him like face to face, but he was in our school. Brian Jacks, who was
he had his own computer game.
Some kind of like
Brian Jacks Superstar
person.
Challenge
was
used to be
judo.
I think he was all singing, all dancing. He's a bit of a
I mean, he was at a loss in our school. Martial arts were not top of the hit parade with hobbies where I was from.
Not back in the day.
No.
MMA is very popular nowadays, but yeah, he was a bit of a big name. He had his own TV show for a while.
Is MMA in the Olympics?
No, it's not.
Oh, imagine.
No, but like judo is. I think my cousin tried to get in the judo team for like the Olympics years ago, and he was brilliant. But it is very hard, isn't it? I suppose. I just think get a proper job. Someone who's as a comedian, I just think get a proper job. Get something that get a trade.
Yeah, get a trade behind it.
Get a trade to fall back on.
Stop throwing that hammer.
Stop throwing shit and use.
What are you getting out of it?
Stop throwing a hammer. You used to put some nails in.
I always think as well when we did athletics in school, because our school was like big into athletics, but it was always like the one who was shit at everybody else. They'd get shit at everything else, and they'd go, "Yeah, you throw that shot put, you throw that hammer," and you'd be like, "Not me," because I wouldn't have done it. I was like, I'm not doing the shot put. It's not ladylike.
It's not.
I want a jazzy sport.
Yeah.
I'm doing the high jump, please.
Give me the pom pom.
But they always give the shot put and the hammer to like the ones who were crap at everything else.
Yeah, must be nice if you find that.
So if you become the best at the sport that you only did because you were shit at running.
Yeah, it's not a great origin story, is it?
Not a great origin
shit
story.
At everything else.
They won't make a film out of that person's life.
The boy who failed maths.